Anywhere he has it right now, Tom, no question about it.
Man, that is an impressive shot by a 6'10 player. I mean, without any hesitation. Schuster with 13. Calvin by 7. That ball was chipped 54-47.
Swimming pool, hot tub, and gymnasium. We offer chef.
It's a 7-point run by Kelvin, all by Schuster, has given them back this lead.
Yeah, and not to mention the steal that led to one of those baskets in the breakout there. To 49. Haverdink played pretty well in this one. Schneiders, he's caught in a trap. Lucky to get it back, and then he loses it. Just a poor decision, really, to give the player the ball down on the baseline where he's trapped, and then Schneiders really didn't make very much of the opportunity. Here's Hope now with Overway. Snickers going to come back on. What a critical mistake by Matt DeBoer, who fouled a jump shooter on a three-point shot. What are you thinking about there?
Well, you just want to get your hand up there, try to disrupt the shot, obviously, but didn't quite happen that way. Got a little bit of skin, and now we're looking at 3 free throws.
This is a guy you wouldn't want to put on the line under any circumstances. Tanis, he's a great shooter, and he knocks down the first one. Ty has had a fine ball game here, 17 to lead his team at the moment. And he can go for the big sombrero here. If he can knock one more down. 3 for Tanis. He's got 18. Calvin's got the lead by 3. Powell back into the ball game right now with Snickers, who's got it. Having the key, Tyler Cruz, been quiet lately. Schneider, it's off the Hope player. Snuggerud out of bounds to Calvin, says Mr. Larry Martin, the guy down underneath the basket. Officials tonight, Mark Ditzworth, Larry Martin, and Jeff Spadowski. Crew that you see quite often in college basketball circles here in West Michigan. Snickers. Powell, a nice dump off to Schneiders there, inside. Roach missed it, but then got it on the second bite of the apple there on the follow-up shot.
Well, there's those offensive rebounds again, Tom. They've been killing Hope all first half, and Coach Neal obviously made reference to that to Ryan during the halftime interview, and Hope's got to be able to get those.
Calvin's got 19 points off the bench here so far. To take advantage of the fact that a couple of big-name players are out of there right now. Bowser's on the sideline for Hope, getting a bit of a rest. Crombeen as well. Danny Rotes. Good defense by Overway. He's got them all for Calvin, and you're a team that is forced to play really without a true point guard. You get some of those awkward situations, Brent, where you just don't have the right guy handling the ball, the right space on the basketball court.
Well, Trent Salo is sitting over there in street clothes on the Calvin bench. I'm sure wishing that he could get out here and contribute. I'm sure they're hoping that he'll be ready to go on Saturday.
Boy, Tanis tried to get away from Danny Rotes, who grabbed him, pick up his second foul. I like that play by Tanis because you don't mind to see a guy shooting a lot and scoring a lot if he's going to work as hard as Tanis is working. He's not just standing there and demanding room service. He is coming off screens hard, working very well to get the basketball. Another takeaway by Calvin. That was Schuster who got his hand in the cookie jar. Snickers, left hand. Oh, boy, that would have been one heck of a shot on a night of great shots. Had that one gone down for Tom Snickers.
Well, good take there by Snickers, Tom. Obviously, maybe Calvin needs to look to do that a little bit more here. They've been trying to set up outside shots here a lot, and Hope's defense has been pitting them up against the sidelines a little bit and then forcing Calvin into some turnovers. But they take it right at the rack like that, and they might be able to make something happen. Obviously, Snickers got to the free throw line there.
Snickers with just 3 points in the ball game, but he had a pretty effective first half. He's only made one of his 6 shots here so far this evening as Bowser checks back in along with Adam Dickerson for Hope. Half dozen lead for Calvin again, and Snickers gets them both through. So the sophomore from Jenison, who played high school basketball at Unity Christian, helps his team maintain that semi-comfortable margin. Outside, Logan Neal for 3 off the back bracket. Calvin looking to go maybe a little bit here. Powell to Rotes. Roach is in some trouble. He got cut off on the baseline. Ill-advised, and a good play there by Snuggerud to block. Actually, it was Adam Dickerson to block the shot. Neal, Overway.
For Hope, and whenever he gets the ball, it's he's making something happen one way or the other.
I think they've managed somehow the first 7 minutes of the half to knock Bowser out of his rhythm a little bit. He has not scored here in the second half. Tanis has been the guy they were looking for. Schuster went out of the ball game. This ball comes all the way back into the backcourt. And Schuster,
obviously, they came back to tie this game, Tom, at 47. Kelvin leaking away a little bit, taking the lead, but a big play like right there can, you know.
With hand, that ball gets eaten, but he goes lefty, draws the contact, and puts down a pretty tough shot. Neal with 5, and it's a 2-point ball game. And now Kevin Vandestreek will talk it over. So we'll take a break. 12:34 remaining. Hope and Kelvin locked up in another good one. More basketball still to go.
Gentex has openings for entry and senior level engineering candidates. You can learn more online at gentex.com. Gentex Corporation is an equal opportunity employer.
First bucket of the night for Brian Powell. And just when you think Calvin's going to give it up, Brent, they come back and make something positive happen.
Well, they're finding a way. They're not pressing the panic button here. They see Hope right in their rearview mirror. But they're certainly coming right down the floor, causing turnovers, as you see right there, and making them pay.
And Powell's going to get it again, this time from Schneiders. Somebody is cut here. I think it's Haverdink, who got just a slight cut on his head. Schneiders, though, gets the ball to Powell. Powell goes 28 minutes with nary a look, and then he gets 2 buckets in about 15 seconds.
Well, an effective timeout, obviously, for Kevin Vandestreek there, Tom. I mean, 4 points right out of the gate, out of that timeout, and you know, Calvin is back to a relatively comfortable lead here.
6-point lead here for the Knights against the Flying Dutch of Hope. Big game in the MIAA here tonight. Calvin trying to get back to the 500 mark for the year, and Calvin trying to make it 8 wins and 12 tries. By Schneiders. Bowser picked up by Snickers. Snickers working hard against Bowser. Shot missed and rebounded. It was a miss by Dickerson and a pull down by Tyler Cruz, who's gaining confidence here for Calvin. Roach thought about it from the outside. He's been big so far tonight. That was very nearly a walk by the big man. Now Roach for 3. Danny Roach. What a ball game. 21 now for Roach.
He's got Chris Ray covering him, Tom.
But Matt Neal, I thought, taking a very good time out there as we go to replay right now. His team was down 9, maybe on the verge of turning it over. But here's Danny Roach again right in front of his buddies on the Calvin bench. And Danny's had a great ball game here today. Shooting the ball exceptionally well. I think he's now 4 out of 4 from range and 7 out of 10 in the ball game.
9-point run by.
And they're not too bothered by the crowd. They've kept the crowd largely out of it. But here's a nice play by Overway, who went baseline, lost his man on a switch, and knocked down his first bucket of the ball game. There have been some games when Calvin's gotten rattled in here, like a lot of other teams who play here, but they're playing with confidence tonight's attempt by Tom that time.
Still only 4 points for Tom Snickers in this game. A little bit surprising, but again, he's doing some things out there on the floor that is keeping Calvin in it.
Well, that kind of worked for Calvin. Throw it into Danny Roach, who's standing wide open about a foot from the basket. 67-58, but then on the outcourt drive, Dickerson, who's starting to assert himself, was fouled, I believe, by Cruz, and it's Cruz now. Now maybe it was Adam DeYoung that picked up the foul. Let's see. Yeah, I think that last foul was against Adam DeYoung. Sickett on the feed inside to Tanis. Tanis wanted a 3-point attempt, and I think he had maybe a case for that one. He's got 20 in the ball game. Here's Brink. Overway against Roach. Brink Snickers. Not Snickers' night scoring-wise. What a great play by Schuster. Brink with a jump step. Jump step and then the elevation to get the bucket down.
Offensive rebound turned to points, Tom. Kelvin's been doing it all night.
Boy, Snickers went hard there. I thought he got away with a walk, but his team's on top by 9.
David Crombeen in the game too, Tom, with 3 fouls.
Deep ball by Bowser. Maybe not the best. Snickers looking to go. Beautiful dish. The lead for Calvin is 11.
Again, what Snickers is doing, Tom, without the basketball, he drew the D there, got the bounce feed in, and Kelvin was able to capitalize.
Boy, they're going to call a block here, which is really a bad. That's the last Calvin basket. Roach now with 25 on the night. And Tanis splashes that free throw. Calvin, it's been more of a one-man show, but not completely. Schuster's had a good ball game as well with 15. Second one missed by Tanis, and this guy Tyler Cruz has done a pretty good job on the glass, Brent. I don't know what Schneiders is doing there, but he drew the foul.
Just as you say that, he sticks one on the glass, huh?
That's pretty interesting right there to do that. It's amazing how many times that happens. That ball wedged right between the iron and the glass. They called the foul on the way to the basket. Havertink.
A little loose elbow there.
Well, I tell you, Kevin Vandestreek is a little upset. You go back to that last play, and I thought the foul on Schneiders was when he was going to the glass. He didn't try to pass it off, and nobody blew the whistle early. Player control foul this time against Havertink. First foul of the ball game. 10-point lead for Calvin inside 9 minutes remaining. That was a walk. Good call there by Mark Ditsworth on Ty Tanis, who came hard off that screen. It wasn't really his intent. He just got kind of wrong-footed when he caught that basketball, Brent. He had no other place to go with it except to put a couple of feet down.
Yeah. Tried to sneak it under the radar, but he couldn't quite do it, eh?
I would agree with that assessment. Get a Brink. Brink knocked that ball away, and I'll tell you what, it's a shame that the referee wasn't up to the play, because Brink, I think, made a decent play on that ball. He got out in front, went with the outside arm. I don't know if we're going to get a really good look at it, but he came as close as you can. Boom. Well, came down kind of hard. It was really the action that got him. Boy, he's right on that ball, though. You disagree, huh?
No, I think it looked like it was. It certainly was all ball, but most importantly, David Crombeen finally in the scoring column here with that free throw.
First point of the night. He went 32 minutes almost without scoring, which is surprising. He had a big ball game here last week in the holiday tournament that Hope hosted and won.
No, it's going to be tough for him in the next 8-17, Tom, to really be aggressive with 3 fouls.
Frank, who got it back to Rotes. Calvin across the timeline now as we approach the 8-minute mark. Overway may have gotten away with one right there for Hope. Rotes, and now Schuster. Schuster in some trouble, but it was Bowser who got him, according to Larry Martin. And that means we are under 8 minutes remaining. That means it's time for another break. 7:56 left in the game. Calvin 71, Hope 63. But Schneiders, who was a pretty plucky guy, he's kind of wiry strong, he battles in there and draws a foul. And that is the 4th foul against Crombeen. So Schneiders making a play that's going to have an impact on this ball game as he knocks down the free throw. Brad has 5 points now. That's his first score of the second half. But Crombeen a little disconsolate as he checks out now for the Dutch. Schneiders with a half dozen. The lead is 10 again. And time is starting to favor Calvin in this one. Bowser with Snickers. Overway. Nice shot up and in that time by Snuggerud. Calvin challenged that one. Intent on finding somebody to pass it to. Turned down about a 10-foot jump shot. Overway ran over the Calvin player, but Mark Ditsworth is looking at Schneiders down on the floor, and I think they're going to call a common foul here, which will send